You're throwing a garage sale. Someone rolls up in a clunker and says, "How much for the half a can of driveway tar?" You might say, how about $1? But someone rolls up in a Bentley and asks the same thing. You think, looks like he can afford to pay more than $1, so you say, how about $10? You just engaged in dynamic pricing.
Dynamic pricing is when a company sets a price according to what it believes you're willing to pay.
Christopher Elliott's a columnist for the Washington Post and runs Elliott Advocacy. And unlike garage sale stuff, dynamic pricing can cost you big bucks on things like airline tickets.
Airlines deny that they're doing dynamic pricing, but we know that the technology exists. Other companies have said that they do it, and people have been alleging this kind of behavior from airlines for a long time.
And dynamic pricing may be on the uptick.
This is the most difficult year the airline industry has ever faced, so they're looking for ways to get more money from passengers.
So we're running down Christopher's tips to avoid dynamic pricing. For starters, slum it to shop, because IP addresses give websites your general geographic location.
So if you're logging in from a place that has a lot of rich people, they're going to think you're willing to spend more.
So don't search for fares from the ritzy part of town. Not only can websites tell where you're logging on from, they can tell what hardware you're using too. So discount your device.
The more expensive your computer is, the more expensive the fare. So if you've got a more expensive computing device, like say the latest iPhone, you're going to pay more. And on the flip side, if you're logging in from a cheaper PC, maybe they're going to think that you're less likely to pay a lot of money, and they'll show you a lower fare.
The browser you're using can be a tell to websites too.
If you're using the Safari browser, you're more likely to get a higher fare versus if you're using, say, a Chrome browser or Internet Explorer.
So try different combos and see what you get.
Log in from different places. Go to your phone, go to the airline website, see what kind of fare you get. Go to your computer, see what kind of fare that you get, and then whatever the lowest fare is, book that fare.
Next, no matter what device you're browsing on or what browser you use, when searching for fares, use private browsing mode.
So when you access the airline's website, it's just seeing anonymous information.
In most browsers, click on the File menu to open a new window in private mode, which will be called Incognito, In Private, or just plain old private. This will hide data such as browsing history, cookies, and autofill information. If you're noticing a theme, it's to hold your cards close to the vest, so whatever you do, never log into your frequent flyer account to shop for tickets.
Because it stores so much information about you under your profile, it's going to know how much you paid for your last ticket and when you prefer to travel, so they're going to use that information then to display the highest fare possible.
If your booking history shows that you like to fly in the morning, guess what? All the morning flights are going to be more expensive. Finally, to avoid all that newfangled tracking tech, go old school.
Use a real travel agent. They have their own reservation systems that are not as susceptible to this kind of technology, and they can find the absolute lowest fare for you.
Avoiding dynamic pricing on airline tickets is at the top of the list.